against Barcelona ringing round the stadium as we are underway at the Carlos Belmonte. Barcelona kicking from right to left in this first half. Ball forward, which Robert Lewandowski will chase all the way back to Raúl Lithuain, who we said is the cup goalkeeper for Albacete. Diego Marinho playing in the league, but Raúl Lithuain keeping his place between the sticks. And let's just see how Barcelona are lining up at the back, because so versatile are their defenders. We don't always know where they're going to play. Eric Garcia often plays full-back. Gerard Martin can play full-back, can play left-back. João Cancelo can play on either side, but it looks like Cancelo right-back, Gerard Martin left-back, Eric Garcia alongside Ronald Araujo in the heart of defence. Here is the Uruguayan back in the starting 11. The last game that he started was that Champions League defeat to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge at the end of November. An extended leave of absence to get his head right. And now he is back and starting. Whistles for Lamine Yamal on the ball. Dani Olmo looking for Marc Bernal. Of course, expect Barcelona to absolutely dominate possession this evening. Nicely done by Olmo to find Lewandowski, but he runs into Javi Villar. Olmo picking up the loose ball, and Olmo brought down. No foul, says the referee. Play on. Ball out wide to Lorenzo. But he is unable to get on the end of that. As we said, Barcelona averaging around 70% possession per game in La Liga, and Albacete actually averaging the second lowest amount of possession in the second division per game. So they are used to not having the ball. Barcelona pretty used to trying to break down deep defences. Here is Gerard Martin playing at left-back this evening. We haven't seen him at left-back for a while. He's been used at centre-back by Hansi Flick recently. There's Lamine Yamal to Olmo. Cancelo. Frenkie de Jong making the run. Loose ball picked up by August Medina. Now is the counter-attack on. Well, across came Eric Garcia. Here is Lorenzo getting forward for Albacete. He's forced to check back. Chance here if the shot can be got away, but Melendez was crowded out. Cross coming in, but it's overhit by Dani Bernabeu. Had a really good game against Real Madrid in the previous round, Dani Bernabeu. The biggest game of his career, I think it's fair to say. Alberto Gonzalez was never a professional footballer. He's worked his way up to this position through the lower ranks of Andalusian youth football. And now he's here taking on Barcelona in the quarter-final of the Copa del Rey. Here is Olmo out to Lamine Yamal. Lamine looking for a brilliant run from Rashford, who pulls it back. Well, Rashford was unselfish. He could have gone for goal, Marcus Rashford. What a ball that is. Lamine will try again, perhaps. Goes square to Araujo. Here is Marcus Rashford. He's been on the bench for the last 5 games, Marcus Rashford. His last start was against Racing Santander in the previous round of the Cup. His numbers are good, Rashford. 10 goals, 12 assists in all competitions. Hansi Flick says he wants more from him, though. Another ball in from Lamine Yamal. This time gathered by the goalkeeper, as we see that chance for Rashford again. He went to put it back to Lewandowski. Well, Antonio Puertas has gone down, clutching his face. Medina suggesting that there might be an elbow involved. Well, not too much in that. João Cancelo catching Puertas, but I don't think there'll be anything else apart from a free kick to Albacete. Antonio Puertas being helped to his feet by João Cancelo. Long ball up the pitch as Albacete look to come forward. On this left-hand side, Lorenzo is calling for it, and Lorenzo might get there. Joan Garcia had other ideas. Interesting to see the concept of the cup goalkeeper isn't really one that Barcelona are embracing this season. Ter Stegen did play the first game away to Guadalajara, but Joan Garcia played last round against Racing Santander. There was no question whether he was going to play tonight. Here is Rashford. Heavy touch from the Englishman. Picked up by Melendez. Worked out by Pacheco to the left-hand side. Dani Bernabeu getting forward. Now Dani Olmo. And through on goal and put wide by Marcus Rashford. Glorious opportunity for Barcelona to open the scoring. Really good run from Rashford. The ball from Olmo is perfect, and Rashford puts it wide, and wasn't actually that close to being on target either. And from that position, you would expect Marcus Rashford to score, let alone hit the target. Here is Araujo. Cancelo. This is the first meeting between these two sides since 2005. On that occasion, Barcelona won 2-0 at the Camp Nou. All previous meetings between these sides have been in La Liga. This is the first cup game in between them, as the cross from Cancelo is blocked by Carlos Neva. One of the more experienced members of this Albacete side, Carlos Neva. Hansi Flick, aware of the potential banana skin the trip to Albacete means in the cup. Here is Bernabeu trying to keep the ball in, and he's played an interesting looking pass up the field into the penalty area, and Puertas couldn't get on the end of that pass. But just signs that Albacete have an idea how to hurt Barcelona. Here's Lamine Yamal dropping deep, and he's dispossessed by Agus Medina. A real chance here for Puertas, who goes for goal. Well, the difficult angle. Lamine Yamal dispossessed, and that led to the first clear chance of the game for Albacete. Other end of the pitch, Marcus Rashford is forward. Offside flag has stayed down. De Jong. Here's Lamine once again. He has been active in these opening 10 minutes or so. Rashford. Gerard Martin gets it back. Digs out the cross, which is deflected into the arms of Lithuania. Albacete getting to the last 8 of the competition, winning 3-0 against San Fernando in the first round. They won 2-1 at Leganés, then they knocked out Celta Vigo on penalties. They drew 2-2 in that game. Jesus Vallejo with a 93rd minute equaliser. And then, of course, the 3-2 win against Real Madrid in the previous round. Barcelona have had two 2-0 wins away from home against Guadalajara and Racing Santander, respectively. Both games have been goalless at half-time. Araujo with a header away, flicked on by Dani Olmo. Here's Lewandowski finding Rashford, getting it back to Olmo. Dani Olmo, though, dispossessed, although the referee brings it back for a foul. There is the foul. Alejandro Melendez tagging Lewandowski. %71% possession for Barcelona in these opening 11 minutes. 28% possession for Albacete. They had 22% possession against Real Madrid. Puertas spreading it out wide to Bernabeu, but unable to find him. Watch out for young Dani Bernabeu. He had, as we said, a really good game against Real Madrid, and he's started brightly. Marc Bernal to Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia is the only player in the Barcelona squad to have featured in every game in La Liga this season. Started in 7 of their 8 games in the Champions League as well. Doesn't get any rest this evening. Here is Araujo. Lewandowski. Gerard Martin. Back to Eric Garcia. Now Cancelo can come forward, leaves it for Lamine Yamal. Cancelo adopts an attacking position, gets the ball back from Lamine Yamal. Back to Lamine, space for the cross. And here is Lamine, just couldn't get that ball back from Olmo. Nicely done from Agus Medina. There's space on the left-hand side, and Bernabeu gets forward. He's got Puertas ahead of him to the left. He leaves it for Antonio Puertas. Medina is onside. And he's dispossessed by Marc Bernal. We're already seeing the influence of Agus Medina for Albacete. He actually didn't start against Real Madrid, came on for the last half an hour and really changed the game. He's actually got previous against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey. He played against them for Cornellà in 2021 and was part of a side that took them to extra time. They'd already knocked out Atletico Madrid in the previous round, Agus Medina scoring the only goal of the game, so he knows a thing or two about a giant killing. Melendez. To Javi Moreno. Insisting a lot down this left-hand side, Albacete, or trying to. Gerard Martin back to Araujo. Really important for Barcelona to have Ronald Araujo back in the competitive rotation. Lamine Yamal. Twisting and turning. Digs out the cross with his right in towards Frankie de Jong. Punched away by Lithuania. João Cancelo is late and goes into the book. An early yellow card for the Portuguese fullback. Well, he's back on his feet, he's okay. Danny Bernabeu. There's Javi Moreno under pressure from Rashford. Calmly done by Javi Moreno. Tries to pick the pass, but it's well spotted by Eric Garcia. And Robert Lewandowski is taking his time to get to his feet, absolutely furious that a foul isn't given. The 37-year-old is still on the ground. And then slowly gets to his feet. Here is Lorenzo Aguado getting forward down this right-hand side. Great cross for the... Well, unable to find a teammate, but a really good first-time ball there from Lorenzo. The former Real Madrid Youth Academy player, Lorenzo Aguado, made a couple of appearances for the first team of Real Madrid last season as well. Left the Real Madrid Youth Academy this summer. Getting up, Gerard Martin. Low cross in to Rashford, who leaves it. And now Puertas can come forward for Albacete. Nice skill from Puertas, who keeps going. The deep cross is too deep, but well, it's gone out for a goal kick. Once again, Albacete just on the fringes of threatening Barcelona, as we see this action, which ended up with Rashford on the floor in the penalty area. Hansi Flick questioning. Not sure he got an answer or not. He's never lost a Copa del Rey Hansi Flick. 7 wins and 1 draw in 8 matches. Lovely ball into Lewandowski. Takes it in his stride. Cross is blocked. Once again, Barcelona looking for a way through. Javi Villar in the Albacete midfield is playing as a third centre-back in between Neva and Javi Moreno. And here's Marc Bernal. He was just about to shoot and he was dispossessed. Here's Medina looking to launch a counter-attack, and he was fouled in the process. Well, he was looking for the pass. He didn't really have options ahead of him, and in that kind of situation, when Barcelona have committed men forward, there is space to attack. You need runners. Medina didn't necessarily see any, but he has drawn the foul. Looking for Bernabeu, but he can't keep it in play. Araujo will try and watch this out. He uses his strength to shield the ball. Okay, taken quickly, Gerard Martin. Barcelona, of course, very much the kings of the Copa del Rey. 32 times they've won this trophy. Here is Lamine. Cancelo. Back to Lamine Yamal. Chips it in, looking for Frankie de Jong, but that's comfortable for the goalkeeper. As we hit the 20-minute mark at the Carlos Belmonte, the game is more or less in the pattern we would have expected. Barcelona with plenty of possession. Albacete looking to counter-attack. Foul given. As Bernal picks himself up, and, well, from a Barcelona perspective, that foul needed to be given. Pacheco was bursting forward. 32 times Barcelona have won this trophy. The next most successful side are Athletic Club de Bilbao, with 24 trophies to their name. Real Madrid have won it 20 times. Barcelona's dominance has been absolute in this tournament. They've won it 8 times in the last 16 years. Well, I mean, definitely catching Antonio Puertas. Painful for Puertas, but he's back on his feet, smiling. It's his 8th game against Barcelona. Antonio Puertas has been involved in a victory for Granada against Barcelona, a few draws as well. He scored against Barcelona too. Here is Lorenzo, cutting inside. Back to Capi. As well to work it out wide. Bernabeu goes down. The referee was well placed to make the call. Here's Lamine Yamal finding Araujo. Juan Garcia to Eric Garcia. Cancelo out to Lamine Yamal once again. Looking for the threaded pass to Olmo, who can't control it. Great vision from Lamine Yamal, and Olmo couldn't take this ball in his stride. It was hit firmly, but looked like a decent opportunity for Dani Olmo, who's been in really good form since the turn of the year. 3 goals, 2 assists. He put Marcus Rashford through here, and that should have been the first goal of the game. Rashford with a header finds Robert Lewandowski here. Rashford has stayed down, and he's got a knock to the head. Well, this will be an opportunity for a ball into the box. And if Rashford is okay and gets to his feet, he could well take it. You can see there the contact, which is why he's down, although it seemed to be the shoulder or his back or the back of his neck rather than his head, but he took a fair old whack, Marcus Rashford. Seems to be okay. And as we said, this is the kind of position where he has been whipping in balls to the box for Barcelona all season. Lamine Yamal standing there as well. Looks like Lamine is going to take it though. Good ball in, headed away by Javi Moreno, only as far as Cancelo. The corner is prevented by Lissoain. Albacete holding firm at the moment. Bernabeu going in for a challenge with Araujo, and Araujo has stayed down. Well, it's a yellow card for Dani Bernabeu. He slid in, didn't get anywhere near the ball, and caught quite a lot of Ronald Araujo. Slightly concerned look from Dani Bernabeu because Araujo is still on the ground. Let's have a look at this again. Well, we'll need a better angle to see the actual contact. Araujo being helped to his feet. Our referee, Munuera Montero, And he's all right to continue. Dani Bernabeu has a yellow card. Here's Gerard Martin. Lamine Yamal back to Cancelo. Araujo getting some whistles. Eric Garcia out to Gerard Martin. Here's Frankie de Jong. Cancelo. Here is Gerard Martin. Back to Marcus Rashford. The move is still alive for Barcelona. Eric Garcia. Back to Lamine. Is there space for a shot here from Lamine Yamal? Still Lamine Yamal, he goes down. Well, was there contact there on Lamine Yamal? He's being told to get up. It was a twisting, mazy run from Lamine. From that angle, inconclusive. From this angle, or was he caught on the back of his heel? He's back to his feet, and it looks like there's not going to be any kind of further punishment for Albacete. Carlos Neva needs some treatment here. See this again. Well, no, there doesn't seem to be any contact to bring Lamine down. Is it there? Well, he was already on his way down. The name of Jesus Vallejo ringing round the stadium as Vallejo warms up. The former Real Madrid defender. 10 years with Real Madrid, just 35 appearances in those 10 years. Neva is seemingly okay to continue at the moment. He's back to his feet, although he's not on the pitch yet. Albacete temporarily down to 10 men, but they still attack, and it's a great looking ball through to Puertas. Across comes Araujo, alert to the danger. That's one back. Here's Puertas with the shot. Well, for all Barcelona's possession, Antonio Puertas has still had two decent opportunities. Mr. Carlos Neva comes back on. He's not moving that freely though. Let's see if he can shake it off. Here's Lamine Yamal to Cancelo. Still Cancelo back to Lamine. Bernal. Dispossessed by Dani Bernabeu. Albacete trying to play their way out from the back, unable to do so. And Carlos Neva can't continue. He is back on the floor. And Jesus Vallejo is intensifying his warm-ups because he's going to be called into action. And the home fans are happy to see Vallejo, obviously disappointed at the injury for Carlos Neva, but the former Granada man is going to be unable to continue. Well, they wouldn't be here without Jesus Vallejo, his 93rd minute equaliser against Celta Vigo 2 rounds ago. taking that particular tie to extra time. They won on penalties. They beat Real Madrid. And they're here now against Barcelona. On comes Jesus Vallejo. To replace Carlos Neva. Really experienced player, Carlos Neva. 110 appearances in La Liga for Granada. It was a really unfortunate clash here with Lamine Yamal. A huge roar for a man who is fast becoming a cult hero here. On comes Jesus Vallejo then into the heart of the Albacete defence. It's Gerard Martin. Bernal. Olmo. Frankie de Jong. Back out to Cancelo. Lamine Yamal out wide. Taking on Bernabeu and digging out the cross. And it falls here to Gerard Martin, who couldn't keep it down. And Gerard Martin has become an important part of this Barcelona side. He's already played as many minutes in La Liga this season as he did in the whole of last season. And the chance of Si Se Puede ring around the stadium once again. So far, so good for Albacete. The plan is working. As we said, previous two matches in the Copa del Rey for Barcelona were both goalless at half-time. They had to wait until the 76th minute before they scored the first goal against Guadalajara in the first round. Long throw looking for Olmo. Can't quite take it down. Villar finds Javi Moreno. Out to Bernabeu. Pacheco in support. He puts a cross in. He looks for Medina. Araujo finding Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal dispossessed, but it's a foul. Albacete have moved up to 12th in the Segunda División after those 3 consecutive victories following their win over Real Madrid in January. They get 4 consecutive clean sheets in the Segunda. They do have a really poor defensive record though. You wouldn't know it from the opening 34 minutes here. They have been well organised, but Marcus Rashford twists, puts a cross in, it might fall to Olmo. Frankie de Jong to Bernal. Lamine is calling for it and receives it. Goes for goal. Lewandowski was lurking. We said Albacete need runners in those kind of situations, and Medina wasn't quite getting forward quick enough. But yes, only 4 teams have conceded more goals than Albacete in the Segunda División. Yamal cutting a slightly frustrated figure. He's been well watched by Bernabeu. Javi Villar back to Lithuania. Moreno. Long ball forward towards Medina, but Eric Garcia gets there first. It's kept in by Gerard Martin. He does well to find Lewandowski, who tries to turn and is fouled. Lamine Yamal took the last free kick from this situation. It is going to be Marcus Rashford to take it this time. Or is it? Across comes Lamine for a conversation. It is Lamine Yamal in towards Araujo. Punched by Lithuania, and Olmo struck it well. Deflected behind for a corner. Rashford will take the corner right in front of the small pockets of travelling fans from Barcelona. And about a 5.5-hour drive from Barcelona to Albacete. Couple of hundred stuck in that corner there. Taken short to Lamine Yamal. Here's Cancelo. Floated in. Bernal is there. Bernabeu gets a shove. And again, Albacete hold firm. Here is Lorenzo. He might be dispossessed. He is. Here is Rashford. And it's fallen to Lamine. What a finish from Lamine Yamal. Took it first time. Absolutely beautifully. Terrific goal from Barcelona. The high press to win possession back. And Lamine Yamal is in fine form. Took it first time. Executed beautifully, and Barcelona have the lead. The aggressive high press to win possession back. Frenkie de Jong with the pass, Lamine Yamal with the finish. Lorenzo it was who lost the ball. Combination of Rashford and de Jong and Lamine. That is just what they wanted. A goal before half-time. They had dominated the game without creating too many clear-cut chances. Barcelona with the lead. 14th goal of the season in all competitions for Lamine Yamal. The home fans are absolutely furious here, and Pacheco is telling them to show their fury to the referee. You see the replay here. He's trodden on him. He is booked. But is that enough for a second yellow card? The referee says no. Here's Puertas getting forward and winning a corner. Barcelona have conceded the vast majority of their goals in the first half of matches. And Albacete pull one back here. Medina to take the corner, it's in towards the back post. Here is Puertas, brings it down, might need some help here, Antonio Puertas. Back to Bernabeu. It's headed clear, and Capi has to go all the way back. Well, we'll see whether or not João Cancelo comes out for the second half, or whether Hansi Flick will feel he's gotten away with one there. Pacheco, Medina to Bernabeu. Eric Garcia with a header. Almost flicks it on, and he's found Frenkie de Jong, and there is a break on here for Barcelona, led by Frenkie de Jong. He's got Rashford to his left, he's found Marcus Rashford. Rashford into the penalty area, drives it across. Lewandowski is inches away from connecting. A swift counter-attack from Barcelona, almost decisive from Lewandowski. De Jong to Olmo. Lamine Yamal back to Olmo. Here is Lamine. He's dispossessed by Medina. Lovely turn from Puertas. Doesn't have too many options. Now there are white shirts getting forward though. Puertas finds Capi. He's left it. Here is Lorenzo. Lorenzo floats in a ball, and Puertas can't connect. Terrific cross that was, and Puertas just couldn't find a meaningful connection. It was a really well-worked move from Albacete. They almost got themselves into trouble there. Now Kumarsi warming up. And if I was a betting man, I'd suggest it might be for João Cancelo. There's space here for Puertas. The offside flag has stayed down. It's a good first touch, slightly heavy. Well, in the end, it wasn't a good first touch. And in the end, Puertas can't get there. Just took it away from him. They couldn't quite believe it. João Garcia stepping off the pitch to give Ronald Araujo a tap, has conceded a somewhat surreal corner. Had the ball in his hand, stepped off the pitch to see his teammate, and here is a corner for Albacete to be taken by the impressive August Medina. Headed away by Lewandowski. There will be 3 minutes added on at the end of these opening 45. Barcelona with the lead. Albacete still with belief. Here is Lamine Yamal. De Jong. Here is Bernal. Martin again. In towards Lewandowski, it's Olmo who gets the header. Not a clean connection from Dani Olmo, who has never scored in the Copa del Rey. Dani Olmo, as we see this chance for Puertas, just was caught in two minds whether to head it across goal or try and go for goal himself, and in the end, frustration for the 33-year-old. Eric Garcia puts the ball down because Frenkie de Jong hasn't got enough from that clash with Capi. Just caught him on the way down. Frenkie de Jong, of course, an important part of this Barcelona team, even more important when Pedri is out injured. Capi getting to his feet. Albacete give the ball back. Well, he will be pretty happy with what he's seen. Alberto Gonzalez undone by Barcelona's high press on one occasion. Brilliant, ruthless finish from Lamine Yamal. But Albacete are still in this. Here is Vallejo. Out to Bernabeu. Frenkie de Jong fully recovered. Rashford to Gerard Martin. Barcelona just seeing out the remainder of this first half. Here is Lamine Yamal. Half-time at the Estadio Carlos Belmonte. Barcelona leading Albacete by a goal to nil thanks to Lamine Yamal, a fine strike from the 18-year-old. That's the difference between the two teams at the break. Albacete still in it, Barcelona with a lead. It's Albacete 0, Barcelona 1. Araujo. That's the only change at the break. Albacete were forced into a change in the first half with Carlos Neva going off to be replaced by Jesus Vallejo. Underway then in the second half. Just one goal in it. Barcelona dominating possession as you would expect. Not creating a huge amount of clear-cut chances. One really good opportunity for Marcus Rashford put through on goal, which he put wide. Apart from that, Albacete have looked pretty solid defensively. And pretty dangerous going forward on the break as well. I'm sure the half-time message from Alberto Gonzalez, the Albacete coach, is that we are still in this. Here is Frenkie de Jong. Back to Marc Bernal. Out to Eric Garcia, who is one of the most versatile players you could imagine. He's played right back, left back, centre back, midfield this season. And acquitted himself really well in all of those positions. Here is Gerard Martin. Out to Rashford. Rashford getting past his man, driving forward into the penalty area. Marcus Rashford, Lamine wants it, Rashford pulls it back, and there's Dani Olmo, cleared off the line. Glorious opportunity for Barcelona at the start of this second half. What a run from Marcus Rashford. And that really should have been the second. Dani Bernabeu it is with the block. Brilliant direct run from Rashford. Found the pass as well. Olmo couldn't find the finish. Rashford to take. It's in towards. Araujo's there. Chipped in towards Eric Garcia and Lewandowski. Goal kick given. Danger from Barcelona at the start of this second half. So we see this pass once again. Olmo must have thought he'd scored. Here's Bernabeu under a bit of pressure. He was convinced that the ball had taken a deflection, and actually the referee has overruled his assistant. Garcia winning that header. Here's Lamine Yamal. Pacheco winning possession back for Albacete. Capi. Defensive recovery from Frenkie de Jong. João Cancelo, 25 minutes under his belt. Olmo picking out defending, but it's Bernabeu here. Barcelona's bench options warming up. Here's Pacheco. Tries to go round Araujo. Forced into the corner. And Javi Moreno will launch this in. Jesus Vallejo is up from the back. It's in towards Vallejo. Shot from Huertas, deflected behind. The ball just seemed to hang in the air, and in the end, dropped wide for a corner. It's a massive deflection, looped just wide. Corner in, just about cleared. Well, they scored from a corner at this end against Real Madrid in the previous round. David Villar it was on that occasion. There are plenty of options on the bench for Hansi Flick, as we saw. Fermin Lopez, Ferran Torres, Alejandro Balde, Marc Casado, Rudy Bardaggi are those who are warming up. Albacete looking to come forward, but Olmo picking up the loose ball, can't find Lamine. Here is Pacheco, out to Bernabeu. He's found Medina. Back to Bernabeu. Vallejo takes the throw, here's Puertas. Finds a cross, but when he reaches De Jong, back will come Albacete. Here is Vallejo. To open things up as Lorenzo will chase this and force Gerard Martin into the clearance. Positive start to this second half from Albacete, conceding a glorious opportunity inside 90 seconds, but playing on the front foot. This is Bernal. Eric Garcia. Pass is kept in by Lamine. Bernal with space to turn into. Martin out to Rashford. Bernal. Eric. Rashford. We'd seen Rashford. He was calling for it and he almost found him. Lovely control from Antonio Puertas. Trying to thread it through to Bernabeu. Oh, glorious from Lamine to find Olmo. Lewandowski goes down. And he has cut a frustrated figure this evening, Robert Lewandowski. He's only scored one goal since the 22nd of November in La Liga. The Polish forward, 12 goals in 26 appearances in all comps. It's not been his most prolific campaign. Ferran Torres is ahead of him now in the pecking order. Here's Bernal, who's brought down by Dani Bernabeu, who is on a yellow card. That infraction, of course, not enough. For anything more. So Rashford and Lamine standing over this free kick. It was Lamine who took them in the first half. Rashford with this ball in, it's a dangerous one as well. It was allowed to bounce. Olmo will get there. Here's Bernal. Maybe another corner to Barcelona. They've been one of the most prolific sides from set pieces in La Liga. Barcelona. Ronald Araujo making a nuisance of himself in the penalty area. In from Rashford, in towards Araujo! Fabulous header from Barcelona's captain to double their advantage. It is a beautiful ball in, and Araujo on his return to the starting 11 finds the back of the net. It is a big moment for the captain. He has been through some dark times, but that goal, bringing a ray of light and doubling Barcelona's lead. It's a great ball in. And a really committed header from Araujo. As we said, they have been really strong from set pieces. And that embrace with the manager speaking volumes. Back come Barcelona now with a comfortable lead, and here is Lamine Yamal, floats a ball in, and it falls to Lewandowski. Straight at the keeper from Lewandowski, in a position from which you would expect him to score. It's Lorenzo in a bit of trouble and brought down. It is a long way back now for Albacete. There is still time though. The goal gets them back in the game. Towards the near post. Well, no corner given. And the goal kick is taken quickly. It finds Dani Olmo. Not too many players ahead of him. Dani Olmo. There's Eric Garcia. A couple of changes announced to be made for Albacete. Now, back to Araujo. th13th assist of the season for Marcus Rashford as well in that goal. Lovely pass from Lamine, well read by Vallejo. Melendez. Splits it out wide, here's Capi. Tries to find Lorenzo. So a change being made, a double change being made. Off goes Dani Bernabeu. And once again, was impressive. Here comes Jonathan Gomez, so known as Jogo. And off goes Alejandro Melendez.
Generar situacions de perill, sí, però amb calma, com ho està fent ara, no? Buscant el moment oportú per passar aquesta filtrada de pilota i poder definir.
Rashford cap a Marc Bernal, prop de la frontal, juga cap a Eric, es desmarca i rep Lamine Yamal dins l'àrea. Lamine, el xut contra les cames de Jogo. Pilota al cel d'Albacete, la recollirà Agus Medina, el jugador de Barberà del Vallès. Entre dos, té molta qualitat, ja ho hem avançat, ja ho hem explicat, que és un dels de més talent
sí.
del conjunt manxec. L'ha tornat a treure bé davant la pressió, Lorenzo en llarg, La desmarcada de Jefté Betancor dins l'àrea, davant Araujo, el retall, Jefté remata fora, fregant l'escaire. Doncs mira, l'autor d'un doblet contra el Real Madrid acaba de tenir una claríssima als 2 minuts de sortir al terreny de joc.
Sí, és la primera, la desmarcada és molt bona, el control aquest també, perquè va cap dins, i després aquí hi ha dubte, no? Dubte per què? Perquè té possibilitat primera per xutar amb l'esquerra, va cap dins en buscar la seva cama més hàbil per definir. Estic convençut que si porta 5-10 minuts més en el terreny.
Working onto his right foot. We said, can lightning strike twice in the same place? Well, Jefté almost off the bench and having an immediate impact on this game. There's going to be a double change for Barcelona as well. Casado and Ferran coming on. Olmo with the shot. Really good save from Raúl Itoain. Olmo deciding to let fly from distance. With the time and space to set himself. Rashford with the corner. And towards Araujo again. Also going to see Fermín López come on as well for Barcelona. Eric. Here's Rashford. He was looking for options to release the ball quickly, Lithuanian. Here's Pacheco. Crowd enjoyed that from Vallejo. Well, Frenkie de Jong winning possession back. Too aggressively, according to the referee. Now the changes can be made. Marcus Rashford is going off. This is Bernal and Robert Lewandowski. So Casado alongside Frenkie de Jong, and we'll see where Fermín goes. Looks like he's gone central and Dani Olmo has gone out to the left wing. Special game for Fermín López, coming up against one of his old mentors, Alberto González, the manager of Albacete, was in charge of the Linares side that Fermín spent a season on loan at. Had a really close relationship. I'm sure there will be a warm embrace between the two men after the game. Here is Fermín, and he's looked for Olmo, and he's found Olmo. Well, Olmo maybe got a little bit excited there going for the Rabona. Casado thought he'd won the ball. see this effort there from Olmo. He did have Ferran just behind him. Cleared by Araujo, but doesn't get a lot of distance on it. Here is Olmo. Gives it straight to Antonio Pacheco. And now it falls to Fermín López, who's got space to run into. He's got Lamine calling for it. Here is Lamine Yamal. Lamine. Beautiful ball to Ferran. What a pass that is from Lamine Yamal. The vision to spot that pass was on. Could easily have gone for goal, and it does look like we're witnessing an evolution of Lamine into a player who spots those kind of passes rather than go for goal himself. It's a brilliant, brilliant pass. Ferran unable to finish. In from Casado. Medina, nicely done by Agus Medina. Here's Eric Garcia finding Lamine Yamal again. Here is Lamine Yamal into the box to Ferran. Can he get the shot away? Ferran! Well, he couldn't keep it down. He did score at the weekend, Ferran Torres, against Elche, missed a host of chances. He is enjoying his best ever scoring season. Ferran has already had a couple of very decent opportunities in this game since coming on. Spoke about this being a special game for Fermín López. Also a special game for Andrés Iniesta, Albacete being his home province. So tonight was going to be special and historic for him between the two clubs he loves the most. There is a statue of Iniesta outside the ground here. Only played for Albacete for a couple of years when he was a very small child before going to La Masia. Here is Fermín finding Lamine. Unable to link up with Eric Garcia. He does have a really strong connection with Jules Koundé down that right-hand side. Lamine Yamal wasn't quite on the same wavelength. Here is Jeff Day. Now to Jonathan Gomez. Huertas is battling with Cubarsí. Albacete regained possession. Vallejo finding Medina, who's under pressure from De Jong. It's going to be another substitution for Albacete. Two changes are going to happen as Hansi Flick gets a talking to from the referee. All those changes are on hold while Albacete take this free kick. from Medina, floated in, but headed away by Araujo. Oh, it's a great ball in. Jefte Betancourt all on his own. He has had 2 glorious chances since coming on. Couldn't keep it down. And another opportunity goes begging for Albacete. Jose Carlos Lazo is coming on, as is Fran Gámez. Off goes Aguado and Capi. So some more fresh legs here for Albacete. Fermín trying to get past Vallejo. Of course comes Jonathan Gomez. Left back was born in Texas to Mexican parents. Represented both Mexico and the USA in friendly internationals. Olmo picking up the loose ball. Here's Cazador. Barcelona have been made to work hard tonight, but at the moment they look like they are going through. Fran Garcia giving the ball away. Is Fran Gámez to take this throw, looking for some options, but instead a long throw into the box. De Jong to Cazador. Just about finds its way to Eric Garcia. He's Lamine Yamal looking for Fermín. And Fermín with so much pace to take it round. Vallejo and pulls it back. Ferran can't get there. Cazador with a late challenge on Medina, who is really unhappy with the tackle. Cazador immediately accepted that he'd been late. Araujo coming away with the ball, and then giving it away. Here is Jonathan Gomez. Araujo recovering. De Jong writhing on the floor. Play on, says the referee. De Jong getting to his feet. Here's Pacheco. He's found Jefte. Now Araujo's gone down. Let's see if it's just tiredness or cramp or something else. Remember his first start since the 25th of November, Ronald Araujo. He's back on his feet though. In by Jefte, huge throw. Araujo with a header. Puertas. Well, Jeff Day will be thinking about these chances almost as much as he would have thought about the goals he scored against Real Madrid. Off goes Ronald Araujo. Jules Koundé coming on to replace him. And that will mean Eric Garcia shifts back to centre-back. And Jules Koundé at right-back. Here's Vallejo. The loose ball with Martin. Here's Casado. Olmo turning. Little burst of pace finds Fermin. Olmo brought down. Play on, says the referee. He's playing the advantage. Casado. Martin. Eric Garcia was looking for Lamine. Doesn't find him with that long pass. Here's Koundé. Now Fermin with a bit of space to run into. He can do damage in these kind of situations. Olmo can't find the pass to Ferran. Didn't really look like it was on. Pacheco. Villar is dispossessed by Casado. Albacete getting into a shoving match, which you just need to deal with the frustration and the desire to get on with it. It might fall to Puertas here. Koundé has gone down. Stray arm from Puertas. Here's Fermin. Lovely stuff from Fermin. Back to Casado. De Jong. Fermin, who signed a new contract last week till 2031. This was strongly linked with a move away in the summer. Big interest from the Premier League. Hansi Flick was pretty insistent. He wanted the player to stay, and he has been really important for Barcelona this season. Double figures for goals and assists, as has Lamine Yamal. Jonathan Gomez with a pretty obvious tug. The referee is playing advantage. Here's De Jong. Back out to Lamine Yamal. If it stays like this, it would be a third consecutive 2-0 victory in the Copa del Rey for Barcelona. Lamine to Ferran. Looking for Ferran Torres. Great block from Jesus Vallejo. Absolute superb defensive display. Ferran allowing Vallejo the time to get across and make that block. He could have had a hat-trick, Ferran, since coming on. Olmo will take the corner. Kunde is down in the box. Casado seems to have lashed out a bit there, right in front of the referee. Agus Medina giving as good as he gets. Here's Lazo. Albacete have hopes of getting something from this game. They need a goal now. Across from Puertas, and there is the goal. Well, the offside flag is up. Jefte putting the ball into the back of the net at the third time of asking. Well, the offside flag is up. It's tight against Puertas. It's not the most conclusive of angles, but it did look like maybe the shoulder. It is being checked. And the check is over. So Albacete finally getting the ball in the back of the net, just as we said they needed to. Denied by the offside flag, Fermin. Lamin staying back, not offering the outlet. Lamin's gone down. He's played the full 90 minutes for the last two Copa del Rey games. In fact, he's played all but 15 minutes across the last 13 matches in La Liga. He is not resting. Of course, he did have the groin issue earlier on in the season, Lamine Yamal, but that seems to be behind him now. It's Casado, Olmo. Kunde. Fermin. The offside flag stays down against Lamine, who tries to thread that pass to Fermin. And Lithuania going long. Time ticking away from Albacete. It has been a spirited performance from the second division side. But as it stands, they're going out, unless they can find a miracle in these last 5 minutes. They need 2 goals to force extra time. They have a free kick. So, a chance here for Albacete. It's a great ball in! And it's a fabulous goal! Javi Moreno with a thunderous header. Albacete are back in this game with 5 minutes to go. What a beautiful ball in! What a header that is! A sensational goal from Albacete. They had the ball in the back of the net just a couple of minutes ago. Well, now this is being checked for offside. It looks very, very, very tight, but it's given. The goal stands, and we are in for a grandstand finish now. Here is Lamine Yamal to De Jong. Barcelona looked like they had this game completely under control. They have let Albacete back into it. Albacete pressing high, trying to pin Barcelona back, trying to continue this momentum. Here's Koundé, Lamine Yamal calling for it. Koundé striding forward, still Koundé. Ball gets away from him. With Fermin as we tick into the final minute of the 90. It's pumped forward towards Betancourt. Jefté making a nuisance of himself. Frankie de Jong. Here's Fermin. Surely we couldn't see this happen again. Here's Fermin. Oh, and it's in towards Ferran. Ferran wraps it up for Barcelona and kills the Albacete dream. Just when the home fans were beginning to believe that an extraordinary comeback was on, Ferran Torres pops up. The third goal for Barca, and that should be that. Again, that will be checked. Five minutes have been added on. It is being checked for offside, this goal. And it is offside. It is offside. It is game on. And here is Jonathan Gomez. He gets it back, Jonathan Gomez. And it falls to Jonathan Gomez. And surely it's cleared off the line. Gameth with the header. Albacete come back. Lamine Yamal trying to keep this in. He does. He's got Lazo for company. Lazo gets it back. Lazo with the ball in. It's in towards Jesus Vallejo, who is playing as a centre forward now. Casado to Fermin, who will bring it forward. The chance there for Fran Gameth. Just extraordinary. Incredible noise here in this stadium. The home fans have been treated to a sensational cup run. They will never forget this. And Gerard Martin, with that clearance off the line. There is Lamine Yamal to De Jong. It's pumped forward. Puertas wants it quickly. To Jeff Day. To Puertas. Here's Jonathan Gomez. Can he get there? He finds the cross. It's gathered by Joan Garcia gratefully. Here is Lamine. Ferran is calling for it. It's floated over. Here's Soain making a bit of a meal of that. 90 seconds to go. Back to Joan Garcia. Here's Eric Garcia, who almost gives it away. Medina is down on the floor, claiming he was fouled. The referee says play on. Here's Fermin Lopez, who floats it in towards Ferran. It goes all the way to Dani Olmo. And will he keep the ball in the corner? Back to Martin. Barcelona looking to play out these last 30 seconds. Do not lose the ball. There's won a free kick, Frenkie de Jong. It should be enough for Barcelona to get over the line here. Something it seemed difficult to imagine when Barcelona looked comfortable at 2-0. They had chances to make it 3. Albacete have fought in this game as they have fought throughout this competition. Injury time goals against Celta Vigo and Real Madrid. But the full-time whistle blows at the Carlos Belmonte. Barcelona are through to the semi-finals. Albacete's dream run in the Copa del Rey comes to an end. They battled and they fought and they competed, but ultimately they were defeated by Barcelona. At the Estadio Carlos Belmonte, it's finished. Albacete 1, Barcelona 2.